got something to get off my chest. Did you see the video of Candace Owens giving her opinion about the Sonia Massey shooting? I would like to call it an execution.
This happened simply because she was black is pointedly ridiculous.
Sonia Massey, by the way, she called 911 for help. And now she ended up dead. And all she said was, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus." She had a pot of boiling water. It was real simple shit that could have been handled differently, and they executed her. Getting a little tired of black people getting executed for no reason. And it just goes to show you the hatred, the deep, deep hatred that this country has had for African Americans. Even though African Americans have basically built the country. Most of the inventions, you look at all the music, all of American music created by African Americans, which have benefited white artists. Black culture, which is probably the most lucrative culture in America and all over the world, because everybody's copying African Americans. From Asia to Saudi Arabia to India, everybody's incorporating hip hop and soul. Yes. Think about sports when African Americans weren't even allowed in sports. And once we were allowed, look how lucrative it's gotten. All the contributions that African Americans have done, and the results are police brutality, segregation, Jim Crow, slavery, redlining. When does it end? When does it stop? For Candace Owens to say what she said in this video, I don't know. Sometimes Candace Owens, I would look at her and I go, you know what? You're right. I like what you're saying. You're right. You're right about that. Some of the stuff she says, I go, I agree with her. And she comes off like this super intellectual person. But then there's times where I go, are you fucking bipolar? What are you? Do you have two different brains? I don't know. Because the things that you say about African Americans are so derogatory and so disgusting to me that I'm like, I've had it, man. You know, you're the same person that asked the NAACP to come protect you after people were being racist to you. And then all of a sudden, everything that comes out your mouth about black people is always denigrated. You critique us like black folks are just the dumbest people in the world and you're the smartest person. You come off like this pseudo-intellectual. You run your mouth constantly speaking over people, thinking that you're just so much more intellectual than people. I think that the black community, we really need to put our foots down. I'm getting tired of these handkerchief head ass Negroes talking shit about black folks. We need to stop all that. We need to start to protect our culture like all other cultures do. You said that the Sonia Massey situation was not about race. Well, what the fuck was it about? A black woman that calls 911 for help and she ends up getting massacred. When they came into the house, they were already disrespectful to her, talking down to her like she was nothing. See, most of the time, people do not see African Americans as human beings. That is why people have the nerve to talk to us different ways, whether it's in grocery stores, whether it's in department stores, whether it's going into a cab or whatever, because they already do not see us as human beings. And you know, another thing too is when Candace Owens got fired off of her network, that podcast network she was doing, all of a sudden she went to all the black media. She was on the Joe Budden podcast, which I was hoping Joe would drill her ass, but that didn't happen. Then she's on the Breakfast Club, and she figured, oh, let me sing the Fresh Prince. That'll get me back in. Getting a little tired of that shit. You might as well sing Good Times too, and the Jeffersons. These B-Wicks, man, we got to get rid of these B-Wicks, man. BWIC, black when it's convenient. Yeah, I said it, black when it's convenient. Hey, I'm not perfect with what I say. You know what I'm saying? I try my best to protect the culture, my best, in a really good and sensible way. I'm not always perfect, but I'll be damned if I be a B-Wick, be black when it's convenient. I'm tired of that kind of shit too, huh?